Hello, Women in Cloud. My name is Shawn Nelson. I'm a working mom and one trying to work through the pandemic chaos, noise in the house, school at home, being confined in this house with kids running in and out. I know sometimes I feel, wow, how do I do this? And then sometimes I think, I wonder why I can't remember everything, with all this craziness going on. I know as women, we all want to grow and succeed at the end of the day. And honestly, with this pandemic going on, I'm sometimes questioning if I'm doing the right thing in this atmosphere to make it happen. And I hope you find some comfort in that. I've been in product management my entire career and I truly love it. I found a skill that I perform well, and I've worked with different companies and segments such as telecommunications, energy, and now IT. I've been able to work my way up the chain. Currently, I am the Senior Director of Product Management at SunGard Availability Services. I support a team in cloud, private cloud specifically, and managed services that support that. If you were to ask me what were 3 things that got me to where I am today, I would say 1, relationships, 2, accountability, and 3, execution. We all know how difficult in product management it is to lead a team of folks that do not work for us. The 3 things I just shared always make and have made me successful. And I don't get, and don't get me wrong, every new product role or new company, I've had to prove myself. I had to prove that I was just not a pretty face and that I could do this job and that I could do it well. I will hit on a couple of these a bit more as I carry on my power talk. So some of these challenges, listen to this list. Are these some of the things you typically face? Securing executive buy-in, inspiring collaboration across multiple teams and partners, keeping the project on track in the face of competing agendas, tiptoeing around the delicate nature of company politics. Company politics, sound familiar? What about achieving cross-functional alignment, uniting internal and external teams, earning business-wide buy-in? All these things that I've listed, we have to mitigate in product management as product managers to get products to market faster and to be successful. So let's talk about what has led me to be successful and how I have overcome some of these obstacles. I'm sure you guys all have some ideas, and I probably have several, but within the time allotted here, I just want to hit on a few and some of the things that I've already hinted at a bit here. So let's start. We need to recognize that your customer is internal and external. We often think of customers as those who reside outside the company, but that's not always the case. Your customers are anyone you interact with on a regular basis. This means your customers are other teams within the organization, like sales, engineering, operations, and these are folks that are all sitting on your cross-functional team, right? And just as you would with your external customers, the best way to ensure success is to know your customer. So for example, when dealing with engineering, I know I need to take a more collaborative approach because we're both working toward a common goal. With sales, on the other hand, I've learned to shift to a more responsive mindset, as our main priority involves assisting them in driving business. They are my number one customer. Without them, we don't succeed. You may be required to use different strategies and tactics depending on the particular group. But what's important is that you are actively establishing a rapport with these teams. When everyone feels included, everyone wins. If there's one thing I've learned from product management, it's that cultivating relationships is the key to success. Make a concerted effort to meet one-on-one with other department leads. Discuss the direction you're taking, why you're taking it, and why it will ultimately benefit them in the business. In these meetings, you should always be open to listening to their suggestions, ideas, and potential concerns. Again, listen. Ask for buy-in along the way, include them in the design, or at least make them feel like they're included. Have them validate that you're on the right path. They feel included, they buy in, they help with decisions, or feel they are, boom, you have their support in your direction, in your product. When everyone feels included, everyone wins. And I do really try to connect with people on personal levels as well. Find something that we share an interest in. For example, I played Division I basketball back in the day, And after I first graduated, it was a topic that I would typically bring up because it was interesting to people and to hear about. And sometimes it still is to this day. Maybe it's something around decorating that you might have in common with someone. But I typically like to hit on a personal interest in something that we can connect on besides just the job. Be prepared for negativity. No matter what you do, you will likely encounter a few people with negative outlooks. These individuals are quick to judge others and even quicker to challenge the direction in which you're taking. Most recently, I experienced this while implementing our new Go Forward cloud strategy. The strategy was met with skepticism and negativity, which I chose to tackle with a heavy dose of optimism. Block out the noise and focus on explaining why you are doing what you're doing and execute upon it. Be prepared to track success and performance. I laid out why this plan would work and why it was in everyone's best interest that it would be successful. I emphasized the good and I focused on the big picture outcomes. I made it about the collective rather than the individual. In taking this approach, I was able to get everyone to feel positive and excited about the journey ahead. When faced with negative situations, like I previously touched on, you need to block out the noise and focus on explaining why you're doing things a certain way and where it will ultimately take the business. Make sure you emphasize the end goal and how that's only achieved if everyone stays on the same page. Sometimes in my experience, folks like, let's say, operations don't understand the why or why you are doing this. They see it as added work. But if you take the time and you explain the business justification, the business case, for example, what it does for the company as a whole or the business as a whole, and eventually how that could help them in expanding their role, their knowledge, their team, it really helps. Big picture is not always seen by all, and I feel it is our role as product managers to really help and ensure that they understand that. No matter what happens, always remain positive and maintain your composure. Should anyone attempt to undercut you, stay even-keeled. Find out their thought process, their actions, and listen to their concerns. Listen again. However, it's your job to reiterate the importance of what is being accomplished and why you're choosing to go about it in a certain way. Stay level-headed. I will say as women, professional, level-headed versus tempered is a much, much better approach. Let's be considered assertive and confident and not the B word. Accountability and trust are musts. You want to be able to turn tasks over to the team and have faith that they'll get the job done. This takes trust and accountability. However, trust isn't just given, right? It has to be earned. This only happens if you as a leader give people the opportunity to rise to the occasion and prove themselves. As a leader, for this program or this product or this project, it's your job to empower people or your cross-functional team. Show them what they should be doing and believe that they'll deliver the work on time and correctly. This idea should extend all the way up to you. After all, how can you expect anyone to follow your lead if you're unwilling to hold yourself to the same standards? Lead by example. Be in control, knowledgeable of the subject, be organized, be prepared. Do not waste unnecessary time. Take lead on tasks to prove how it is done. So you do what you say you're going to do, and in the time you say you are going to do it. You earn respect from doing things that I just listed. You build relationships, you get support, and execution occurs. So how do we move forward from here? Well, that's up to you. I can tell you I have faced all of these things we just discussed. So in my most recent launch and previous launches, as we rolled out our next generation private cloud here at SunGard Availability Services. Even in the leadership role, I follow these rules. I've been in product 20 years and I just love it. I'm open to connect at any time. You guys have any questions about what I've discussed, want to get some buy-in on what you're doing or some feedback, please reach out, shawn.nelson@sunguardas.com. If you're interested in learning about how the new product from my perspective has been successful, you're always welcome to visit our website at sunguardas.com. I appreciate your time. I hope you found some of this information, if not all, to be valuable. I hope you have a great Women in Cloud conference and have a great day.